Hi guys. Where to begin, honestly? It's been a while since I've posted something on here. We're also in a different setting, as you can see. I visited London in 24 hours yesterday. So I left here in the morning around 5 a.m. I arrived in Brussels for the Eurostar. I took the Eurostar to London and I got there with the time difference at for them 9 a.m. And then I pretty much went book shopping in the Waterstones at Piccadilly, which is the most beautiful Waterstones I've seen in my entire life. And I went to the Works. For those who don't know, the Works is a bookstore slash arts and crafts store where you can buy new books, recent books, very, very cheaply. I don't know how they do it. I'd never been to them, but I heard a lot about it on TikTok, on Book Talk, specifically on BookTube and on Bookstagram, which I actively follow. And I was like, I want to do that someday. And then I also saw that the F1 exhibition that started, I believe, in the Emirates in like Abu Dhabi or Saudi Arabia, that had gone to Vienna. It came to London and it's been in London for some time now, and it's going away in December. And I was like, okay, I need to go. Not that I know nothing of F1, because being there yesterday, I felt it was a lot like the things they showed was generally for the fans, but the explanation, the videos you could listen to, were mostly for like newer fans because it really explains the past, the present, and the future of F1. But as someone whose whole life revolves around that sport, since I can remember, I know those things. I've seen the future go to where it is now. So I didn't read everything, but the things I saw, like I saw Max Verstappen's winning a Red Bull car from 2021. I saw Ayrton Senna's McLaren that broke records. I saw Lewis Hamilton's 2019 car, I believe. Like, those are the things I went for, and just for the experience. I arrived at 9 a.m., then I went to the Piccadilly. I ate something very, very random, and there I found something and I forgot to put it next to everything else. And I absolutely love it. Like, it has Max and then the Silverstone track in the background and then the RB20, which is the shittiest car I've seen in a long time for him. Then I went to Stratford, where you have two malls, like the Westfield Mall and the Stratford Mall. I visited both the works there. In one I couldn't find anything I liked, in the other one I found lots of things I like. And then from that I went to the Excel in London. So yeah, but during those visits I went to the Waterstones and the Works. In the Waterstones I bought, and now I'm counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 5 books. Then in the 6 books, then in the one of the malls I went to the WHS Smith, which is more like a newspaper store, but they have magazines, and I found a magazine that I bought. And then I went to the Works, and there I got, let me count, a book set of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books. So in the Waterstones, this one I saw and I was like, I want it, I need it. And it's the set Ghost Club 4 by Liz Meddings. And I didn't know there was a fourth one. I have the first 3, and it's generally such an amazing book. It's not really like a book, it's a comic. It's a comic about, the first one about a ghost, but the ghosts are like us. It's people who don't feel at ease in their own body, or who have anxiety, or who have depression. It's different subjects that aren't talked about much, especially towards younger teens and younger people in general, and to kids. But it still hits. The first one I loved so much, it really hit close to home. The second one as well. The third one was something I haven't personally experienced yet, but it was still a very, yet, I hope never, but it was still a beautiful story. And then I found the fourth one. I did not know there was a fourth one. It's not announced on Goodreads yet, I believe. So I feel like maybe it isn't out yet in America, and it's a British woman. Oh yeah, it's British. Maybe that's why I hadn't heard of it. Yeah, at the back you can see like the earlier ones, and each time another ghost joins them, and here's the fourth one. But like, I really, really love these stories. I read them usually in a day because it's a really short comic, and sometimes nothing is going on in a comic, but it feels So familiar, you know? So I had to buy this one. Loved it. An immediate pick. Clean Point by Meg Jones. If you, some of you are old enough, which probably is if you grew up on a Thais and it was like me, then you've seen maybe, or perhaps the Challengers movie that came out in May this year with Zendaya, Mike Faist, and another man, I can't remember his name right now. He played King Charles in The Crown. But it's a tennis movie, and I've never really had any love for tennis, never actively watched it. And Challengers is a love story revolving tennis, but also a love story for tennis, and a story how tennis cannot love you back. And it's the best movie I've seen this year. But since then, I got obsessed with tennis, so I watched that movie, but I did want to read a lot about it. And when I was looking it up, I found several ones, some with the worst reviews I've ever read in my entire life, so not reading those, but some with really good reviews. I couldn't find them in Belgium anywhere, but I did find them in England. And the first one is, like I said, Clean Point by Meg Jones. The girl took drugs during one of her matches, but she didn't know she was taking them. Her father fed them to them, but the world doesn't believe her, so she is at the end of her career. And then we have the boy who was at the top of his game, got a big injury, and now he needs someone to train him to get back to the top. And they run into each other, but the guy had a big rival during his career, and she's the daughter of that guy. So a bit forbidden. I love it. And I think in age gap, but in tennis you'll never know. So yeah, Clean Point, a biggie as well. I have so many books. Like the half you see behind me, I haven't read yet. I've read many in my life. I've read generally many in my life. I've read this year alone 34 or 35 already. I think I'm really putting myself on the booking ban, except for when Lauren Asher publishes something. If she publishes something, I'm buying it. Then I also got this one in the Out of the Bookshelves, and it's not my usual cup of tea. It's Light Out by Nafessa Allen. The couple who slays together stays together. And it's a dark romance. I haven't really read that many dark romances, so this will be together with Butcher and Blackbird, which I also got in Waterstones, Brussels, my first two dark romances. And it's basically, it's about a trauma nurse who obviously has a very hard job, and she thirsts after masked men online on like some sort of app. And the guy who she thirsts a lot over falls in love with her, they both fall in love with her, but then she gets a stalker from the web as well. So it's completely different to what I usually read, but the cover is beautiful. Then we're going to the final books I got at Waterstones Piccadilly, and it's 3 buy one get one half priced. This one is signed by the author, and it's Let the Games Begin by Rufaro Fate Mazura. I hope I say it right, and I'm gonna take the stickers off. I've seen this one at the place I work, and I was like, it came out, I believe, like 2 weeks before the Olympics started in August, and I'm obsessed with the Olympics. I'm obsessed with sports in general, mostly F1, but the Olympics is the time of the year where I just enjoy every damn sport. When I saw this, I wanted it, but now that it was signed by the author, and it was just £8.99, like, maybe this is a future Faith author, because I think it's her debut as well. So, like, I needed this. And it's basically, it takes place during the Summer Olympics, and both the girl and the boy are there to win. Boy is a star of the elite team of Britain, and he wants to be the fastest man in the world, and she can work behind the scenes, which is her dream. So, Match Point by Catherine Riley, which is also a tennis romance, but a different one. So basically, it's summer in London, which means Wimbledon. He's infamous, and he's also a bad boy, and it's his final time to win a Grand Slam there. And then there's this girl who lives in Wimbledon, but every time it's Wimbledon, she rents it out, like kind of like an Airbnb. But because something happens, she has to go back, and the dude who's there, which is the tennis player, which does not make sense, but it makes sense for the plot, is like, no, I'm not leaving. I paid for this. I'm staying here for 2 weeks. and they just have to live together, so forced proximity. And then the final one I saw a bad review of, but the thing the booktuber didn't like about it are things I would have loved about it. So I was like, I'm buying it anyway because what? And she said that as well, that I don't like it doesn't mean you won't, because it's just like opinions. And it's a novel love story by Ashley Poston. This is the most known one I've shown you yet, and it's basically a girl who loves fictional books and most importantly romance books. She crashes her car, or her car breaks down, and she accidentally ends up in her favorite romance series. And there is a movie like this, and I believe it's with Tobey Maguire and Reese Witherspoon from the early 2000s. But it's a brother and a sister who end up in their favorite TV show, and they have to turn the people, either they have to try not to turn in black and white themselves, or they have to they have to make sure the others in the town turn to color. It's either one of those two to get back out of the TV show. Then I went to the WHS Smith. No secret, I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan. I had VIP tickets for Amsterdam. I'm also a huge Olivia Rodrigo fan. I also went to her concert, which was amazing, with my best friend who I met through Anubis. And recently I got to know Sabrina Carpenter as well. And then she brought out Sweet and Short, or Short and Sweet, this year, and I love it so much. And of course, like every British magazine store, they created this, a pop superstars. And it's basically an icon in the making, which I believe is true, because that girl can perform, she has the voice, she has the style of Ariana Grande, the lyrics of Taylor Swift, and the vibe that's so unique that I haven't heard in ages. So I'm really hoping for her she takes off. Tried to get tickets for a tour in Brussels, but me and my friends generally failed, and it was overly expensive for a very small venue as well. So I hope she returns someday. So we're like an hour or so later. My boyfriend got home at the end of the previous bit I filmed. It's evening by now, and it's getting darker way earlier than it has been the past few weeks. So I hope this is still audible. I hope it's still visible. But we were at the Sabrina Carpenter magazine. So that's what I got from the WHS Smith. I went to the works, and in one of them I also got a lot. And I'm gonna start with the big one. And it's called Huge Savings, because normally it was £40, but I got it at £15. And it's the Briar Hugh saga from Al Kennedy. First we have The Chase. It's all hockey romances. I'm not going into them too deep because I don't want to spoil myself. Then you have The Risk, The Play, and finally The Dare. Oh my god, you can really make like the full-on ring. That's very good. You got First Down, you got Breakaway, and you got Stealing Home, which are different kind of sports romances in university properly. So you got American football, you've got ice hockey, and you've got baseball. And normally, like you can see at the mega sticker, it is give or take £10 a book, and in the works it's only £3. Curious most for this one, because I like baseball. Yeah, so I think she's going back to ice hockey with the fourth one. I wish she did something else, because that would have been cooler. But look how pretty. I love when they match the spines. Then I got this one. I started watching Bridgerton in 2022. So yeah, season 3 is out. So book 4's movie version or series version is out. Did I like this season a lot? Yes and no. I believe the first and second episode were slow. The fifth and sixth, because they decided to split them up again, were slow too. 3 and 4, 7 and 8 were perfection. And now we'll see if it's according to the books. Off to the Races, the Gold Rush Ranch series by Elsie Silver. Everyone always talks about Elsie Silver books. Now, I don't have anything with country. I think it's something very American. I also don't have anything with cowboys necessarily. What I do have a thing for is Mike Faced riding a bull like he did in Panic, the TV series on Amazon Prime. Did the back remind me of that scene? Yes. Is that the reason I bought it? Also yes. And then the recommendation that it's really, really good. There is this dude who needs someone to help him on the ranch, uh, and he just doesn't want to win the race. He wants to win the go as well. And I just really like it. I mean, look how pretty. And then the last thing I bought, I had my eye on it at my work, but here it cost 70 euros. And here it was on sale in a sales place. So here it says huge savings, 30 pounds, 15 pounds, and then it says sale extra, like an extra sale, 10 pounds. Formula One circuits, maps and statistics from every Grand Prix track, with Max on the front, of course, by Maurice Hamilton. So the book is from last year. So you have Miami, which was, I think, the most recent track they built slash added. And then you got like all the information about the tracks, about the location. So imagine if you're going, which I plan on doing often, you can also look at everything. So those are all the books I bought and the Red Bull can. And then finally, at the exhibition, I bought something as well. I'm just gonna throw it straight away, and it's this. It's a tote bag, specifically from F1 the exhibition. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more book content of me on here, let me know. Don't worry, There's Anubis or the Anubis universe content won't disappear. I still love it. It's becoming the time of the year, autumn, where I usually will watch something at There's Anubis or other Anubis things related. I do know if I'm feeling AJJ, but I am feeling Das House Anubis. So maybe that one. House of Anubis I'm not feeling right now. For some reason, I first watched that during the summer, so I always lean to it to the summer, and this year I didn't have time. But Das House Anubis, maybe. I'm thinking I rewatched season 1 and season 2 recently, so maybe season 3, but I don't like season 3 in any of the... No, in There's Anubis and Das House Anubis, I really like it. In House of Anubis, maybe House of Anubis season 3. We'll see, but no worries, the content won't disappear. And other than that, I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting also on the old videos. I really enjoy reading those comments, and it's always like a reminder that this account exists. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!